Hi, everybody. Welcome to Laughter Talks. This is Marguerite Fair, and it's another day in paradise. I'm very excited to have another Zoom guest today, and he is my good friend Jim Cull. And I'm going to introduce him, and he has a lot of great surprises for us. So sit back, grab your popcorn, and enjoy the show. Recording, everyone. Welcome to Laughter Talks. Hey, Jim Cull, how you doing?
I am doing great, Marguerite. How are you?
I am just so happy that we finally connected. I mean, I've been having some technical challenges. It usually is me.
Well,
But
and
I'm,
I was worried about that for you. So you can see that I'm gloved up and I have my mask on.
oh my God.
Do you know why?
Why? What's
I
going
didn't
on?
want you to get an internet virus.
Oh, wow. You are so considerate.
I try. The only problem is I can't leave this mask on because I can't see. It keeps fogging up my glasses.
I know that's the problem too. When we go to the store, well, yeah, are you gonna? Well, you know what? As you're disrobing, I'm going to introduce you, Jim. I have here a little bio, and I want our guests to know about you.
All righty.
I'm going to make sure I read this so that I get it correct. If I don't, let me know because don't you look so cute? It's nice to see you.
I'm doing the Santa Claus beard because I thought this is the only time I could do it.
Oh, that looks so good. Okay, so here we go. So for over 40 years, Jim has been a singer, recording artist, and entertainer. He also owns and operates James Cole Diversified Services, highlighting tax filing, computer work, and graphic arts. You are talented. And also maintains a small entertainment company, Jim Cole's Live Jute-box Shows. He has worked with or entertained pro and college sports teams, entertainers, and the general public. You're always entertaining when I see you, Jim. And today he's going to tell us about his hobby. And so, what do you think, Jim? Are we going to share this? I
I
love
would
that.
love to, but first of all, I've had a little anxiety over this,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you why.
Okay. We're friends here. We can talk.
Your last show
Yeah.
was Jesus.
I
How do you follow
know.
Jesus?
I
I mean,
know.
I'm a Jesus follower, but those are some big sandals to.
What's your background? I love
That
that.
is the set of the 2019 Knives Out movie
Really?
with
Wow.
with Jamie Lee Curtis and Don Johnson and of course Christopher Plummer. And I thought, that's kind of a neat background to put in the back here. And
I
so
love
yeah, oh,
it.
it's going faster. Yeah.
Or what part of the world are you in? Are you in California?
No, I'm in northern Washington, about 40 miles north of Seattle, and not quite as
Okay.
far as the border of Canada.
So your time is the same as
Time
California,
is the
correct?
same. Yeah.
Okay, because your hobby, can I share that with everyone, or did you want to
Sure.
say? Okay, Jim's hobby that I absolutely love is he collects autographs of all these fantastic celebrities and entertainers and people that bring us such joy. And Jim, now you've been doing it for a while, so I'm going to let you take it over. How long have you been doing this, and are you
Well,
going to share pictures with us?
I actually started a short time before I met you. Uh,
Yeah, that was a
so
while
about
ago.
about 8 years.
Wow.
About
Okay.
8 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
I thought you were doing it longer than that. You've got a
No, I
vast
started. I had
collection.
I had moved down to California for a short amount of time, and when I did, I I had met some writers and directors and actors and producers, and started to going to a few little events. And as I did, it just kind of flowed. And
Wow.
so yeah. So in fact,
Nice.
it's not my first. It's not my first autograph ever that I've gotten.
Mhm.
But the one that I kind of credit to getting me going on this,
Yeah.
I went to an event one day of Adam West, of him getting his star on the Walk of
Oh, Batman.
Fame. And I just on a lark, I went ahead and I had a picture printed up and I took it with me and I thought he'll never sign it, there's gonna be thousands of people there. But I went, and sure enough, he inscribed it to me and signed it for me.
Wow.
And I put together a little doodad here.
Oh, look at
Show
that.
you. Let's
Oh,
see.
I don't want to be in it. Make sure I'm not in it.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, and
Okay,
there. That's a good angle.
That's a little better.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I'll curve it here, and it's got the picture, and then I put this little kind of a little presentation together.
That's beautiful.
And at the bottom are pictures that I took at the
at the ceremony.
So
Look at that.
you can see that Seth is there, and
oh wow,
different different people were there. Now you're gonna laugh. People have laughed. In fact, I told somebody about this recently, and he goes, "How do you know it's real?" And I said, "Because I was there."
Well, of course.
I actually found out recently, a couple of years ago, where the original Bat Cave was that Batman used to come out of with the Batmobile on the
where
show.
Was it?
It's right down there in California. It's up by Griffith Park, and so I went there, and I took a rock out of the Bat Cave.
You've got a rock from the Bat Cave. Wow.
And my friend was very worried that Batman would come after us.
Oh, well, no bat signal went up in the sky, so you were safe.
Yeah, I made it home okay.
Yeah.
And then I was at an event one day, and you know how when you pass somebody and you're so familiar with that face that it doesn't faze you, and you just kind of nod and say hi, and you just keep going on.
Yeah.
Well, I did that, and it was kind of a star-studded event. And by the way, I don't get starstruck. They're people just like you and me, and we all put our pants on the same way.
Yes.
And I walk past this guy, and I kind of nod and a little respectfully, and I go on, and all of a sudden it clicks in my head who it is, and it was Daniel Roebuck. And most of you will know Daniel from Nash Bridges.
Okay, hold it there. Okay, good.
Nash Bridges or Lost. He was in Lost.
Yes.
He's been in so many things. Matlock. He was in Matlock. And we got to talking. And I said, "Are you part of this event today?" And he goes, "No. But when I was a kid," he says, I collect autographs. And he says, "I used to write the stars, and they would send me pictures back, autographed pictures." And I went, "Wait, people do that?" And so Daniel got me started on writing through the mail, which is easier for me up here because we don't have as many events as in California.
So that's usually the way you get your autographs, is that, wow.
That's how I get a lot of my autographs. There's a lot of different ways that I do it.
Did you stalk anybody? I think I read someplace you stalked somebody.
Well, I've stalked somebody once.
Tell us who that was.
Yeah, in fact, it's kind of your fault.
My fault.
Yeah, it's your fault because I was in California.
Okay.
For an event, and we'd gone to the event, and I called you because you and I were going to have lunch or get together for dinner or something, and the schedules just didn't work. And so I thought, gosh, I got this time. What am I going to do? And I thought, I've got Robert Blake's address. I'll go see if I can meet Robert Blake. Stayed around for about an hour and a half. Went to the local coffee shop thinking maybe he'd stop by. Local guitar shop, which he does, and he didn't, so we just kind of moved on. But it was kind of one of those, we were hoping to have a planned chance meeting. We planned it, and it was by chance for him. So
stalkers have the upper hand.
Well, out with their family, I'll nod or acknowledge them that way, but I don't bother them.
Yeah, I'm the same way because, I live here in Burbank, and I just see them all over. When they're out with their family, I mean, I went out the other, right before this pandemic started, and Jay Leno was standing next to me getting pizza because I live by a pizza place. And usually he's very friendly. I've seen him before and said hello, but he was having lunch with someone. And I could tell by his body language, he did not want to be disturbed. So I didn't approach him, but he's very approachable. But he was there having a meeting, and like you said, we have to respect that. They're human beings.
Yeah.
And they're entitled to their privacy. So,
I think
so
you actually, I think I have some other things that I
okay,
brought.
I'm leaving it to you. You
So,
show us what you're
so
prepared.
I would get different autographs at different ways. I'd go to premieres, I'd go to hand ceremonies and star ceremonies. I don't do a lot of Comic-Cons, and I'll tell you why. Comic-Con up here, Emerald City Comic-Con, to go get Chris Hemsworth, you know, Thor, his autograph is $200. $200 he charges for his autograph.
What does he do with the money?
I have no idea. I literally took $400, flew down to LA, spent 4 days because I had some friends meet me. We all paid like $50 for a hotel or something. Went to the premiere, and he signed for me for free, and I got a little mini vacation out of it.
Okay.
So I'd rather do that than go stand in line at a Comic-Con for hours. Not to say that's bad. That's the only way some people can do it.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm not one of them either. I don't do lines.
Yeah.
I just don't. I
But
never
I have a few little things here. I did go to a Comic-Con once,
okay.
and I met Jim Beaver.
Okay, put him.
And Jim Beaver.
Okay, good. That's
most
good.
of you will know him as Bobby Singer from.
Okay.
Let's see. How do I turn? There we go. How's that?
Yeah, that's good. That was better. Yeah. Bobby
Singer from the TV show Supernatural.
That's a good picture of him.
And it's kind of like a special club. I have some friends that I've made, some actors and directors and writers, and so there are people like yourself that I'll have lunch with, and I mean I met.
Yeah, show
look at
us
this.
more.
Look at this. Do you know what this is?
Is that your late mother? Oh, look at that.
Is
That's
your late mother signed?
Yeah.
Signed by all of the cast members and yourself.
Wow, look at that. I forgot about that.
And
yes. Well, that's actually where I met you. You came
that
to
is where we met.
Your late mother in Burbank.
Yeah, that is where we met. And you were so wonderful to me, and we've been friends ever since.
Oh.
And it was just a really good time. And it was really neat because I've told everybody about that play. Oh. And I said, when she puts it out, you got to see it.
Well, I have to. That's on my to-do agenda. I will be doing that.
It's a wonderful, wonderful play. I loved it.
Thank you.
I loved it. So Blair, The Exorcist. Yeah. Yes, there were 3 of these done. One was just like this, of her as a little girl.
Wow.
One was done of her in her experimental makeup as the possessed, and then one was done in the actual makeup. And Linda was quite upset with the gentleman who put this together because he was supposed to make one of a kind for himself. Oh. And it ended up being produced, and I bought one. And if you can see there, she wrote on there, but she didn't like the way that it came out. So what she did is she double wrote on it. She wrote in silver and she wrote in black. Well, to Jim, cool. Sweet dreams, Linda Blair.
Yeah, after that movie, I don't think so.
Yeah. Favorites.
Oh, Kirk Douglas. Oh, that's a wonderful picture of him. Now, did you get that one in person, or is that?
I actually got this through the mail, but I did meet him in person.
Oh.
I met him when he was 95.
He was just a youngster then.
Oh, he'd already had his stroke and heart attacks and the whole bit, and he was amazing. I met him. He did a talk before 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea at the Chinese Theater. I took my son there.
Wow.
And I wanted him to experience, a movie like that in a big way. And so we went and saw that.
Oh,
and this is an I Dream of Jeannie bottle.
Oh, wow. Where did you get that one?
And Barbara Eden signed it for me.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful.
And it's very special. I keep it locked up most of the time because I don't want anything to happen to it. But the gentleman who creates these has become a bit of a friend of mine too. And I get emails and updates and video chats and stuff with him all the time. And He's just a great guy, and actually been looking for a Margaret O'Brien doll because Margaret and I have become friends over the last probably 3 or 4 years, and I see her usually about once a year. And
is she in Los Angeles?
No, here. She comes up. She comes up here and does an event every year, and so I get a chance to see her and have lunch with her. And
you know, while we're talking about it, how can people get in touch with you if they have more questions or?
Well, I'm on Facebook.
On Facebook.
I'm on Facebook.
Because I'm going to put that address up for everybody.
And I have an email that you can put up. Sure.
Okay. So I will. I just want to make sure it's okay with you. I'll put them up.
Oh yeah.
People might want to get in touch with you. In fact, it's Live Jute-box. Is that
Live Jute-box Shows.
Live Jute-box Shows at AOL.com.
At AOL.com.
That will be the one. So they, you know, they might have some questions or want to get that information.
Sure.
So that's how they can get
it. That I've made over the years. George P. Wilbur, who is primarily a stuntman.
No, a little bit, yeah. Oh wow, that's.
But he played Jason. I'm sorry, not Jason. He played Michael Myers in the Halloween 4 and Halloween 6 movie.
Wow.
This lady I love. She's wonderful. And I got her autograph.
Oh my God, the woman is gorgeous.
Isn't she gorgeous?
A white-haired guy. Well, everybody, that's my photo. I'm so flattered because Jim asked me to send him a photo.
Well, her hair went with her outfit, though.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to with that. And he says, Jim, would you mind if I send you a copy of my memoirs? And I said, no, I would be delighted.
Wow.
So he sent me a copy.
Oh, yes, I recognize his face. Yes, yes, yes.
And this is called Anthony James, Acting My Face. And it is a wonderful book. Actually it's an amazing book. He regales a lot of different stories of things that have to be coming down the street on a horse, holding a torch, and full gallop and the whole bit. And he's on the horse and he's riding and he's nervous and he's bouncing around, and all of a sudden the top of the torch lights the horse's ear on fire. And the horse goes crazy, and it is ripping through the set like crazy, and he can't get off. He doesn't know what to do. He's just holding on for his life.
That's frightening.
I know, but I laughed so hard when I read that. Wow.
Yeah. So he did finally get off safely.
He did finally get off safely, and everything was fine. But it was some of the backstories of things that he talks about.
Well, that's what's nice about knowing people in the industry, because you get all the details and then the books. I love that stuff. Yeah. That's amazing. And Jim, I want to thank you so much for all of this. This is amazing. We're going to have to do this again because you've got so many stories. We'll have to come back and do a part 2 one day soon.
Anytime. Yeah. Anytime. Marguerite, it's always a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you next time. And
stay safe, stay healthy. And when this is all over and you're around again, we've got to get together for a good meal and some laughter.
Hey, can I throw one more thing in?
Oh, sure.
One more thing. I don't recommend it, but if all else fails, and you can't get an autograph of a particular star, they do have to sign the restraining order.
Oh, yes. Good point.
I don't recommend that, though. And I don't have any of those.
I used to be quite the stalker. So again, you take care. Lovely
to see
you. Stay healthy and well. I'll see you soon. Everybody subscribe. And Jim, see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Make sure you come back next week and subscribe to keep us going. Have a great day.